Welcome to the QT Gossip Podcast, where we flip the script on gossip, turning negativity into positivity. Join us as we redefine the conversation, focusing on the good, the inspiring, and the uplifting stories that shape our world. It's time to change minds, one positive gossip at a time. Let's dive into the stories that make us smile, inspire change, and celebrate the best in people. This is QT Gossip, where good news is the headline of every episode. Now, it's time for Tea Time with the Queens.
And without further ado, our queens. The wonderful diva. And of course, Miss Queen Lily.
Welcome everyone. Thank you all so very much for coming. Please forgive the crazy sounds that you may or may not hear during this beautiful show due to the amazing buttons that are now all over the place. Thanks to this update from Horizons. Yay, let's go. Well, obviously, I want to say welcome to Queen's Talk Gossip, where we flip the switch on negative gossip, turning it into positivity. And this week, we have a very special guest and an awesome show I am super, super excited about. Aren't you excited, Diva? I'm super excited.
I am extremely excited about tonight's show. We do have someone very special here.
I am super, super excited. Well, first things first, one thing I always like to talk about is just a little bit of some fun information. And this week, actually Sunday, guess what Sunday is, y'all? Just take a guess.
You just told me.
It's Easter! Who's excited for Easter? That's right. That is right. Easter. Oh yeah, girl, there's only one day I will ever wear pink because no offense to anyone who likes pink, despise pink. I hate it, okay? And I kind of have to wear this outfit, like gotta support the Easter. But there's one thing I want to talk about. What is your favorite Easter candy?
Those Reese peanut butter eggs.
Okay, but here's the thing: the chocolate or the white chocolate ones.
I have to have the milk chocolate ones, and I don't care for Easter chocolate tastes like the Easter bunnies. I never cared for the taste of those, the chocolate Easter bunnies. They taste different than regular milk chocolate to me.
That's true. I think that's pretty. Yeah, I think that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my favorite Easter candy is literally all of it. No, my number one favorite candy is going to be those Hershey eggs. It's from Hershey's, and they're literally just in a bag, like Hershey Kisses and stuff. But it's an egg, and it's like the most amazing thing. I'm assuming you don't like chocolate. Okay, well, okay, Spoon. We're all not, like you. The audacity, him not liking chocolate. What, are you human?
We have to have the audience put in the chat what your favorite candy is.
What is your favorite
Easter candy?
And
what's your favorite Easter candy?
Here's another thing I want to discuss. Peeps. See, I love Peeps.
Ugh.
I'm with Diva.
Peeps.
She got me with the Reese's. You can make Reese's ice cream. Reese's everything. It's Reese's.
But them marshmallow Peep, nah, you can keep them things. Ugh.
See, I am a Peep girl. When I was little, I used to put Peeps in the microwave and just watch them explode. That was fun.
Okay, that's a deeper-seated issue than Easter. You do realize that's another show, right?
Well,
that's a whole other show.
Ooh, what did girl? Hot cocoa. Okay. Got the crispy chocolate. Wait, there's crispy chocolate eggs?
Just
I
crispy
hadn't.
chocolate eggs.
I never knew that was a thing. Is that like
Chocolate
almost
and
like
crispy
Lay's?
eggs.
Have you ever had the Lay's chips that are dipped in chocolate?
Ooh, them things are good.
I've never had those, but I've always wanted to try
So
them.
good. It's just the
Always
right, it's
wanted to
just
try them.
my favorite line. It's a party in your mouth. It's the right mix of sweet and salty.
I hope one day I'll be able to, because apparently they don't sell them here anymore, especially where I'm at in Ohio, unless they do, and I'm not aware of it. But I definitely, I'm searching for them. I'm searching hard.
You
Let
have
me tell
you have Kroger in Ohio? Yeah, you have
Yes,
Kroger, don't you?
sure
Kroger has them.
do.
I just seen them. It's by Lay's
Kroger
brand. They
has
have them out.
No, they don't.
They have
You're
them for the
lying.
Easter
I
time. I
literally
just was in
just
Kroger.
got back from Kroger just before we even came on here. You're allergic to chocolate? No, you're not.
Who's allergic to Who's
No,
allergic to
you're
chocolate?
not. Are you
You
allergic
two
to
are
chocolate? Both
allergic
of
to
you?
chocolate too?
Oh my word! What kind of
Oh
sin
my
is this?
goodness!
So what's your favorite Easter candy then? If you can't have chocolate, what's your go-to Easter candy? If you
Look
could
at
put it in the
Iris.
chat, let us see. Right? Yeah, same. I want to cry for you. Oh my word, that's so sad. Peeps, that's my dude right there. I knew we had a connection. I knew we did. Did you put them in the microwave to watch them explode too? No,
And
maybe
if you
it's just
did,
me.
don't admit it. Don't admit it. We're on live stream. Your coworkers
Hey,
might see. Don't admit it.
I used to love to make, and I still do. I used to love to make s'mores, and in the summer you're able to go out, you're able to make s'mores and all that fun stuff. But in the winter, you obviously don't want to go out because it's snowing and nasty, and you don't have time to build that fire to make a good s'more, so you do it in the microwave. So I remembered that I used to make s'mores all the time. So one day I wanted to try to make a s'more with the peep because why not, right? It has the nice little crunchy candy on top of it. So I accidentally may have put more than one peep on there and it exploded. But hey, I was young. You can't blame me. I did not know any better.
You're a very busy child.
I was. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, Miss Diva, unfortunately, Miss Hacker couldn't be here today. We do hope that she is doing all right. She had to take care of some family things, so we do wish her the best. But it's basically time to talk about the meta news. Are you ready to talk about the meta news?
Yeah, meta news.
We got some juicy meta news for you guys. And if this thing would work, there we go. All right, we got some juicy meta news, and one of which is what I just learned a little while ago from our special guest is that the Plaza, girl, that's peeps for the win. Let's go. I got
Boom.
some off topic. Look, I got some. I got this peeps. Oh shoot, what are they? Watermelon flavored peeps that are sour.
Ooh.
Let me tell you, so good. Anyway, but I just learned today that they shut down the Plaza.
They did?
They did. I didn't know that either. They shut that. Yeah. I don't know specifically why. Maybe it's for updates, or maybe it's for. And I'm sure our special guest will be able to come out and explain a little bit more. But yeah, they shut down the Plaza. You can't find it anywhere. Ain't that crazy?
Nothing really ever surprises me.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. Go Yankees. Was that
Yes,
Isabella? No, it's Mike. Go Yankees.
You're adorable too. But yeah, the Plaza is a plot. No, I'm trying to make a joke. I'm bad at making jokes, y'all. I'm sorry. It's a plot no at this point. Yeah, it's gone. But in other news, we do have a brand new update to Meta Central, which is the positive side. You can go catch butterflies. That's where I got.
So is that what the update was today?
I'm not sure. No, because this catching the butterflies is has been. I did it yesterday, so I think it's been here for like the past 2 updates. I'm assuming. I'm not really sure what the actual update for Horizons was today, but I do know there's another little spicy news that I wanted to talk about with a specific update.
Okay.
Now this is just gossip, and it's gossip from a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people, yes, Jim will know, and we will definitely ask him. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already kind of heard it, but there is works in progress to be able to actually finally look like we're sitting in our seats.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Ain't that nice? Who is excited to be able to finally sit in a seat and not look like you're going through it? Am I right? That's right.
I just want to make sure that when they do the update that my butt don't look like it's crazy, like it's coming, like extra big, like it's coming out the seat or something.
Or you got the crack, or you're literally showing your crack.
You never know, because when we get an update, it could be something. Yeah, I don't want no plumber crack either.
Can you imagine all the funny assets that people would make for that? If someone wants to make that asset, just say it. You heard it from here first. Also, your mic is in your boob again. You have a really good habit of doing
it. Likes being here. It just loves being there. It feels like home to the microphone.
Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Well, Ms. Diva, it's time to go to the real life news here. Do you have anything fun for us this week? Ooh, I'm excited.
Well, first I get into the real world news, I just remembered we want to do a shout out to our advertising sponsor for this week's episode with Mr. Jimpuddin. That would be Sunstash River Cabin Resorts of Shushan, New York. You can book anytime this gorgeous resort located in Shushan, New York, sitting in its beautiful cabin, sitting on a wonderful stream. I've been there. So we want to thank them for being our QT Gossip podcast sponsors this week. So that's the first news. The second one is, so the real world news I have is first. I'm a movie person. I saw 2 big blockbusters coming up. I saw Godzilla and Kong are going to be working together against an enemy. Did you see that trailer? I can't wait to see that movie. Godzilla and Kong are partnering up. They're not against each other. They're going to be partners.
Ooh,
I know it looked so amazing, and I was looking at the CGI. It looks so realistic, so I'm excited about that. And I'm also excited about the other summer blockbuster I saw trailer is Martin Lawrence and Will Smith new Bad Boy movie coming out. It looked like it's going to be so live. How many of you have seen the trailer for Godzilla Kong or the new Bad Boy? I know, right? I was like, this slay is going to be off the chain this summer. So there's some good blockbusters coming. I'm excited. So that's important.
I am super excited for another one that's coming out, and I'm sure I probably have already talked about this once, but I'm going to talk about it again. The Beetlejuice. There's a new Beetlejuice movie. I am so excited for that.
And it's 20 years later?
Yes, I believe so. And it has, I think, Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, I love her. From Wednesday, right? I love her. I love Wednesday.
Yes.
How many of you, anybody watch Wednesday on Netflix? I know, right? It's an awesome show.
Yeah, I am extremely excited for that because I literally grew up on watching. I have really bad COVID brain. I literally just said the name of it. Beetlejuice. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my word, my brain is so fried right now. I grew up on watching Beetlejuice, and to be able to just watch this new one. You have no. I'm itching. I'm itching to watch it. I'm
Well, it
so
was
itchy.
exciting, and it was exciting to see Michael Keaton is coming back as Beetlejuice,
Yes, the original
and
Beetlejuice.
and Winona. It was Winona Ryder, right? Was that a Winona Ryder?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
So I
yeah.
did see the trailer, and it was surprising to me because I didn't know what to expect, and I was like, "That is so awesome!" So I'm looking. I haven't since COVID. I haven't. Movies now are coming so quick to Amazon Prime and other things, but I hadn't been much since the pandemic. But I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to get back to going to the movie theater and having the movie theater experience.
Me
Just
too.
getting out.
And the movie theater popcorn. Can we not forget about that?
Oh my goodness. My
Mhm.
goodness. And I just saw a comment we had. I think it was Go Yankees that said Jenny Ortega slays. Wednesday, that show is so, oh my goodness. When I watched it, I just binged it like in one day. I
Me
can't
too.
wait
Me
for
too.
season 2. Oh
I
my
know.
God. She is such a good actress. See, I'd never really seen her before Wednesday.
Really?
No, I hadn't.
She was in smaller like productions. I don't remember the names of them, but she was in a smaller production, and I believe a TV show. But Wednesday was what really got her, got her popular and got her big
Okay.
debut.
Well, she nailed it.
And you know
It
who I
is
think
good.
would
It's
be
so good.
you know who I think would be really, really good and talking about, certain movies, especially with their specific voice. Let's just say Captain Jack Morgan.
Oh, he's
Hello.
here.
Hey. Hello, hello.
You know I hate it when you do that. I was waiting
Oh,
for the
I
right
know.
time to come in. I had no idea when you were introducing the guest.
Surprise.
On anyone's toes. Hello.
No, you're
I don't
good.
know if you can hear me. My mic is out
Yes. Captain Jack Morgan has arrived as he hops over my
Your
table.
mic, good sir.
Audacity.
Well, could I take a quick
Thank you.
moment and recognize
Appreciate that.
we have recognize our audience. We have Iris the Scribe, who we
Hey,
love
girl,
you,
hey.
Iris. Iris is such a big supporter of the show. We have I just saw who
love
else.
her.
I can't see some other name tags back for
Sensei
some
J.
reason.
We got some Sensei
Sensei
J up
here?
in here.
We have Sensei here. Who else we have? Who else we have here? We
Got
have
Hollywood, Texas in
Hey
the back.
Isabella.
Isabella.
We got Isabella. Isabella always supports. Hey Isabella. And then I'm trying
Hollywood,
to see
Texas
for some
up
reason
top.
I can't see tags at the top.
Hollywood, Texas on top.
Oh, hey Hollywood. How you doing, Hollywood Tex?
We got
Hey Maddie
Mike.
User, what up?
We got a mic up in here.
Yeah. Thank you all for
Meta
coming.
user.
And then we got Mike Go Yankees, of course. Always these three right here. You three, we love you. You three, you always here. So thank you for everything and what all your support on social media too. Thank you so much.
Yes, appreciate it so much. But let's not waste any more time, guys. I think it is about that time to introduce our special guest. I am very excited to introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Jimpuddin.
All right, we're excited. Thank you.
Oh, here, let me go get you one.
No, it's right here. I have it.
Oh.
That's what happens live.
Hey Jim, you already being called out by some of your fans out here.
We got
that's
some
Meta
technical
Amboy up there. That's the
Yeah.
dude that makes all those awesome drifting car videos right there.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you are phenomenal creator.
And for y'all fans of Bob Marley, he's the one that did that world that's got him performing on stage. You've seen that video? That's
that was you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you are such a great creator. I know, bow down. That was a great job.
Heck yeah. Well, Jim,
Yeah,
tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, oh gosh. Well, I've been in Horizon for about 2.5 years. The early invite actually went to my grandmother, not to me, but she got the headset for Christmas, and she wasn't really that interested in it. But I was the guy that was setting it up, so I was like, "Oh, what's this all about?" So I for like my first year in Horizon, I had to pretend to be my grandmother. Yeah, we've all been there, right?
That's really funny.
So yeah, I was when I realized the capabilities of this platform for in headset building, I was immediately hooked. I've literally been in build mode, I think, every day since I discovered it. I have ADHD, so the rush I get from being able to do real time scripting is just, I mean, wow, you know, it is a powerful drug for me, and so you can find me here all the time. I got picked up early on for Born I worked with them for about a year,
Mhm.
and we put out 8 worlds. I know everyone's
Wow.
familiar with the Born Carnival and
Yeah.
the Midway, and we did
Yeah.
the School of Improv, and we had that Santa's Workshop
Oh, I
world.
love the School of
Those
Improv.
were,
Yeah.
yeah, it
We've
was
actually
fantastic
used it.
time for me because all of those worlds were just like it was one right after the other. We
Mhm.
always had projects going on, and then we were trying to, as we learned as a team, we were trying to give back to the community with the worlds that we released here, because most of the stuff we were doing was for private clients, you know. But that it forced me to learn a lot about the code block system in here and the way the different properties and stuff work. I mean, it was my full time job for a year. I had the opportunity to learn as much as I could. And so every day, you know, I was in there trying to break stuff so I could figure out how it works. I'm just one
Wow.
of those guys that I can't use something unless I understand exactly how it works. I'm not a plug and play kind of guy. I'm more about trying to understand things on a deeper level. So I have entire worlds that are just dedicated to learning certain concepts or understanding ownership or you know how different things interact with each other inside of this world, because I truly do believe that at the end of the battle, that is when it comes to social VR apps, I think Horizon is the one that's going to still be here 10 years from now. I don't think
Mhm.
any of the other ones will. And I think it's because of what I just described. And people that aren't into the building aspect of being in headset and
Mhm.
building are really missing out, and I highly recommend it. You know, a lot of people online are harsh towards Horizon Worlds because they're not creators. You know, they go into VR chat, they go into, you know, here, they go into there, and they're like, oh well, this one looks weird. You know, it's like, okay, like you're not understanding what this is. You can't go into VR chat and pull a block out of your back pocket and build a world in front of somebody. You know, that's not, you
Okay.
know, that's not what that app was made for. That app does a great job for what it is, but it's not Horizon. And I think that that we're going to be around for a long time.
Okay.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is, because I will tell you, before I actually reached out to you, I reached out to you just one day about scripting. However, I just want to state that we have a platform here, you know, a platform as big as Meta Horizon Worlds. I'm just about to give you a great compliment. A platform as big as Meta Horizon Worlds, you think this platform can hold what, 500,000 people, things like that. And I remember that on I was in multiple Facebook groups. You're talking about the Facebook groups, you know, having 12,000, 30,000. And I remember that whenever the word scripting came up, everyone was recommending you. And you think about, it was so many different creators saying, this is who you go to, this is who you go to. So I just wanted to commend you because you've made such an impact on this platform with, you know, your skills. So tell me what first got you, because how your mind works with, you know, coding, scripting, that's just, you know, just marvelous to me. So talk a little bit about what first got you into, you know, doing these type of things, you know, with coding, scriptings and technology and things like that.
Well, at a very young age, my father was an engineer in the
Mm.
military, and aeronautical engineer, and so he studied drag and physics. And he, when I was probably, oh gosh, it was probably like 11 or 12. It was in the summertime, and my dad suffered a stroke. He was in the middle of a semester, and he forgot everything that he learned from the beginning, and he didn't want to drop out of the course because it would have affected his retirement, and the way they do the GI Bill
Mhm.
is complicated. It was the 80s. And so what he did is he brought me to work with, or to school with him, to take notes so I could teach him the courses.
Oh.
And
Oh
so
wow.
at a very young age, I was introduced to a very high level of physics and mathematics.
Oh.
And I was
Wow.
immediately angered at the way the public school system dumbs down things for the children and teaches them rules that don't exist, saying things like, division is real, and that you can't divide by zeros and things like that. It's silly.
Mm.
And they shouldn't. I don't think that they teach it correctly.
Mhm.
So I've always been a math nerd from a very young age. And when I was working in the communication industry, and when the shutdown happened, I decided, you know what, communication industry is dead anyway, because 5G is going to take over, and the terrestrial cable is going to be a thing of the past. Television is not something the new generation even watches anymore. So I'm in the
Right.
wrong industry. So I decided to go back to college and get my degree in game design.
Wow.
It's something I've always been fascinated by. I've spent most of my life in Skyrim, and I've always been fascinated by the ability to create an immersive experience. And so when I discovered VR, it was right around the same. I literally had just enrolled in college when I first discovered VR and Horizon, and thought, well, this is amazing. I've been a programmer since the early '80s. Now I've always coded. I was writing programs on my dad's Hewlett Packard calculator when I was in junior
Oh,
high. Like,
wow.
yeah, when Microsoft introduced the first mouse, I learned all the subroutines that you could import into, what was it, G Basic back then. Where's my Gen
Wow.
Xers out there? Come on, Meta. I know you're
I'm a
fucking
Gen.
old. There
I'm
you
a
go.
Gen X.
All right. Um,
Yep.
so so yeah, I mean, like I said, I've always been a coder. I've always been a guy that was into logic and steps, and I think that my neurodivergence has a lot to do with that. I need that kind of order and that kind of succession. It's the way I multitask. It doesn't uh, I don't operate like the rest of the humans that I've met. um, but yeah, so when I came in here, it was the code blocks that we have is very similar to what we do in game development, called pseudocode.
Okay.
And pseudocode is a way of writing code that's applicable to all languages. It's like, if this, then do that. This
Mhm.
this variable is going to increase by one. You write out all the rules of how something works. And code blocks in Horizon is exactly that. It makes you strip down all of your code to its most basic elements. And from your most basic elements, anything can be translated. So I find it easier as a game designer to design my concepts and my games in here first.
Mm.
The idea of gray boxing a game, or creating a game, what we call a playable slice, is something that the stakeholders always want first. And it takes a team of engineers, like sometimes a month, to make a playable game slice. This is what the idea, the pilot, that the stakeholders would watch and decide, well, hey, this is a project we want to move forward with or not. So I can come into Horizon and in under 48 hours design, script, and have the whole game functional, and have like 12 kids testing it.
Whoa.
So as in the world of game design, Horizon is a amazing tool. And
Mhm.
I think a lot of people look the other way because of the simplicity, and they miss the fact that that's why it's so great, is because of the simplicity. And not only that, but from an educational standpoint, people that I've met in here that have never done any kind of artwork on the outside world, have never been creative, picked up
Mhm.
an instrument and played, or felt moved by a theatrical performance. They're just not those kind of people. They come in here and something happens. They tap into some ability they didn't know they had. they create something for the first time and they feel that connection to their creation and they want to keep
Mhm.
doing it. And I think that's that's the magic that's going to keep people bringing, coming back here again and again. But for a lot of professionals in the gaming industry, we're in here for the reason of being able to very quickly prototype and test mechanics. The VR mechanics that I
Mhm.
make in here with code blocks can easily be done the same way in Unreal or in Unity, because
Mhm.
we have the same. It's the same API that comes from Oculus. So, we have access to all that stuff. So uh, it's really a dream come true to be able to build stuff in here. I'm heavily addicted to it, and I love helping people bring their creations to life.
Well, it seems to me when you mention gaming that that's the direction of the platform, right? Because I saw that Meta had hired the new, was it the VP? He's doing gaming, and we saw so many games that popped up. Rumble is doing fantastic, and just all
Mhm.
the others that we have. So I see that there is more of an emphasis, right, coming heavily on the gaming aspect. That's what it looks like
Well,
to me.
okay, so let me propose something to you.
Hmm.
If you think about the product and what it is and its potential, gaming is a very, very, very small piece of what VR is and what its potential is and where it's headed. However, no one else is going to buy it. There is no there's no group of people out
Hmm.
there with $500 in their pocket that are going to spend it on a device that lets them experience this whole new world differently. There's the AV geeks that think VR is cool are not enough to run a business. No, no, no. If you want to sell a product to be able to move this uh, to move this technology forward, you have to target gamers because they're going to spend the
Hmm.
money. Look at what gamers do. Look at the PS5. Look at
Mhm.
yeah, and I think back through your life, and you can remember the release of every big game system that's
Yeah.
happened since the 80s, right? I mean, we
Hmm.
we mark time this way. It's literally ingrained in us. So to create a device like this and not go after the gaming market and not insist that it's a gaming device would be suicide at this moment in the development of VR. This is the gamers are the ones that are going to fund this to the next level. But it's
I
the
I agree 100%.
hospitals and the colleges and the schools and the fire departments and the communication industry and the training and the you know eh, it's going to grow exponentially. But right now, no one else is going to spend $500 on a thing they strap to their head except a hardcore gamer.
Mhm.
True.
Well, I know that, but and it seems like, but it's gaming. Like you said, from a marketing perspective, I understand the direction and just coming in. I'm here from a business perspective. I mean, that's initially, that's the first thing that happens with every pitch. That's what you end up talking about because people associated with. And it was just good to get your perspective, but I can understand the direction and why we would have to go in that direction. And the games are fun, and we've got some great creators like yourself, King of Miami, and others that create just fun, very phenomenal games. So,
Oh yeah,
So
I
if
mean,
I
don't get
could,
me
I'd like
started.
to
I could
give you guys
list people all
a
day.
quick. I'd like to give you a quick, unique perspective on things that you guys may not be aware of. I know it made news a little bit while back that um, Disney partnered with Apple to make the first
mm-hmm.
VR treadmill. Well, I'm a Disney cast member, and we got word today
That makes
actually
so much sense now.
that
Yeah.
Disney has now hired away one of the top executives from Ubisoft and one of the top executives away from
Mm.
Silver Studios, and another one from what was it Ubisoft, Silver Studios, another big one. Hold on, I will look and tell you. And they partnered with Epic Games.
Hmm.
They
Mm.
are fixing to do something massive. You don't bring talent like that on board
Right.
Yeah.
unless
Well,
you've got
again, though,
something up your
you're
sleeve.
we're still talking about the gaming market, and the point I'm trying to make is Facebook is is gigantic. The
Absolutely.
gaming community is like 1% of who is going to use this thing, and it's and that's not that's not what wins elections in the Philippines. You've got a lot of people and a lot of power on this platform, and this thing is going to grow very quickly into people's lives. And very few of them, at the end of the day, 10 years from now, very few of them are going to be what we would consider the traditional gamers that are actually fueling the economy right now. We are a very unique cross section of people that are in here. And I don't kid myself to think that this is an even cross section of the real world. There is definitely a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to who is here in this platform, what countries are here, what people are represented. And that floodgate's going to open eventually, and we're going to end up with the real world in here. And honestly, I can't wait. And I think that we can build a better world.
And for the most, and the real world is already here. When you take a look at, like when you saying earlier, myself, I'm just here purely for business. I'm not a creator, so I came here from a business perspective. And I just, for myself, I just signed an architectural client and a client with a museum, because so they're beginning. Last year I was it was like they were looking at me like I was crazy, and now it's more open. But it's it's simple things to be able to walk through and experience certain things. But you're right, I can see that there is a tide that's turning. You can,
but you have to think about, like, remember the beginning of the internet. Okay, go back there with me and think about businesses. Now, at the time, I was in my 20s, and I was selling. I was trying to advertise websites to businesses. And you'd have things like little local restaurants going, that's ridiculous. Why would I want to put my menu on the internet for all the world to see? This is a little town. That you couldn't sell web service to anyone. Everyone laughed at us, and we had our little message boards and stuff. And think about it, it was a cross section of a bunch of somewhat well-off kids with a lot of spare time on their hands. It's very similar to what we're doing now, is what I'm saying. The businesses, yes, absolutely, are going to come. It's still early, but it's very, very similar, and reminds me very much of the beginning of the internet, because it took a long time before anyone took it seriously. And when you think about it as well, what it really took is them to be able to know the people that were coming. They want to know the demographics, because it's a business. They want to know their return.
Yes, they do.
And you're not going to get that information right now from Meta. The other thing that they want to know is they want to know how many people we're bringing in, and can they display their product accurately. No one wants a cartoon version of their product except Wendy's. But we're moving into now a world where we're going to be able to bring in photo. And that was not a knock against Wendy's. You just stop. Okay. I'm just saying
already have square burgers. So
yes, they did, and that's exactly why. Like, exactly why. It's fewer vertexes. They have the fewest vertexes of any burger.
My Wendy's right down the road from my work has an AI voice box. Like, it's no longer a drive-through person who's at the drive-through. It's an AI that you're talking to, and they literally calculate what you're trying to say, what you're trying to order, and it goes through the system and automatically does it for them. It's no longer an actual person on the headset talking to you.
That is fantastic. Yes, let's burn it all down. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It's crazy.
No, but I think I think Diva is absolutely correct. And I think, by the time we get to the end of this year, we are definitely going to see more businesses. And once everyone is able to import their own textures, it's really going to blow up, because if you can represent someone's product in a beautiful way that makes the company happy with it, then you're going to see the companies in here the day it happens.
Have you been sitting in my meetings?
I sit in a lot of meetings.
Yeah, that's it. And that is exactly what happens. And that's why I think it's so great how we're all partnering together, because again, looking at how much has transpired in a year, those that were focused just on the business end, like myself, I always say, it was interesting last year. It was like, who is she trying to do? Right. But now a year later, it is a value in, a creators being able to partner with individuals such myself, because that's what I did in the real world. So, a creator partnering with someone that has the connections or has that can do the pitches and things like that, that's where the success is going to come from, all working together. And if one of us, if we all work together, and that's why I'm so happy with things like this show, because I have an opportunity to meet so many wonderful individuals like yourself and Sensei and etc., Captain, everyone, that I can say, hey, I have a pool of great talent to choose from. What exactly are you looking for? And so that is an opportunity for all of us to be able to share. And that brings more business for everyone. And so I think more collaborations and working together is definitely going to help us get there sooner as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree for sure.
So how, I know you teach scripting classes. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. I lost my real job back in May, and that's when I opened my magic store. I made the decision that day that I was going to put all my time and effort into trying to build a business in here, and try to also, make sure that I was spreading knowledge as I was going. Like so students of mine generally I do weekly classes. I have regular rates for custom scripting, but then I have lower rates for people that just want to learn. And the way I like to do it is to have someone make something and come to me with, let's make this script together, and that way we can just script a thing. And I think a lot of people just they try to start too big. Everyone's like, I want to make a club, and I'm like, why? Find a club you like and then just pretend it's yours. Open closed sessions, invite your friends, tell everyone to script. You don't need your own club. Like, trust me, you're not going to be good at it. No one knows what they really want. Like you think you want a club. You don't really want a club. But I mean, people want to have their little house. They want to have their little thing. And some people really want to create, and some people just really want to own. And I'm not saying one is better than the other, but let's just say I've got lower prices for people that want to learn. Uh, there are plenty of people in here that just want the thing that they want, and they've got plenty of disposable income. So I'm more than happy to take it from them and give them whatever they want. And I have made some pretty amazing things at what I would consider pretty reasonable prices, usually within a couple days with my clients. And but then I've also had a lot of people that have come to me and wanted to buy something from my store because it's the mechanic they want to use for the world that they're working with. So I've built all these little assets. And if you've been to my magic store, you can play with the remote control cars. You can watch the robots walk around. I have NPC scripts running in there. I've got some living animals in there, my pet rock. I've got like probably 6 different showrooms that you can load up on the back wall. So there's all these examples. Oh, playable instruments. The theremin is in there. You can play. And so a lot of times people will get inspired by something they find, and they want to learn how to make the thing, and that's what I love the most. And that's what in fact, I don't mean to call you out, Meta, but Amboy up there on the top, he came in my store and he bought my remote control car. And he had this idea that he wanted to make these drifting worlds and these
Very
little,
nice.
mud bog worlds and stuff. So that's I gave him my script. We went through it and learned as much as we could, so he would know how to adjust it and do all the things. And I think, how many worlds do you put out? Like 20 worlds so far with.
Wow.
But I mean, and that's what I'm here for, to inspire people to create. He spent, probably less than $100 in my store, and literally has been on a creation trailblazer ever since. And it's been so much fun. I get a lot of requests, a lot of invites. I have a lot of followers, and so I like 2 or 3 times a day I'll get an invite to a world where somebody wants me to either come help or partner up, or and so what I do is I go through them and I try to pick one person a week that has a really good concept, that has a really original idea and is really passionate and has already put in some work.
Okay.
Don't don't come to me with an empty world and a bunch of ideas. Do go as far as you can, and go as far as you can and show me, like, your passion and what it is that you want to create. And if it's something original and something worthwhile, I will absolutely jump into it. That's what I live for. And I hope to, sell a bunch of things on the other days of the week, so I can spend my time, helping ignite this fire in this other creator. At least, that's what I try to do. The Alien Maze Runner worlds are a great example. I had just finished the script for the walking NPC. It was actually an animation, a mathematical animation I'd been working on for Yoda's esports world. He had these little runners, and he needed someone to make the runners animate when they moved across the floor.
Mhm.
And so I wrote this script for that, and then decided, oh well, I can put this on a robot and have it like chase people around and stuff. And right as I was working on that, I met E Beautiful and Sexy Bone, and they were like so excited about Maze Runners,
I
and they
know
had
them.
gone
Yeah.
in and done. I'll shout out to Aaron Beasley and
Oh,
the
Aaron.
amazing. So it's got this whole team of fans that love these Maze Runner type games, and they
Mhm.
came to me and they said, you know what, we love the game, but here's the thing, there's no way to escape. You get all the collectibles, there's no way to win. Like, you're always trapped, you're always going to die. And so we thought it would be fun to design a game and do it like this and do it. And they had all these ideas already, and then they brought me into the world and showed me they'd already built all the mazes and stuff and all done it. And I was like, holy cow. I was like, guess what? I said, I've been working on this script, let's put it on your monster, drop it in this maze, and just see, it should be able to navigate the whole world, and then we just make it chase people. And so that was how the Alien Maze Runner series was born. Is
Oh,
they paid me to finish the NPC script, but then I jumped on the project, and we put out part one and part two, both within about 2 weeks. But it was a huge. I put in. I feel like I put in hundreds of hours on that project, but it was. It stayed. Those two worlds stayed in the top party games for, like, gosh, 2 weeks straight, from the day they
okay.
launched, and I was so excited because they haven't broken or anything. Yay!
Yes. Yes. I
Mhm.
think definitely get some audience questions, because I know they have questions.
Oh, yes. If they do have questions, please feel free to let us know in that little chat bubble, and we'll be able to pop you up to the little part where Captain is able to, you know, get you up there if you have any questions. But I think one of the really awesome things, especially that brought me myself, I'm not much of a builder. I used to build up like way back in the day, and then I ended up focusing more on filming. I'm a part of Cinematic Films, which is Horizon World's first ever production company. And just the other day, I was able to actually uh, build my own world for someone who actually recently passed away in our filming family.
Oh my!
So I was able to build a world for them, and I was pretty excited about it. And I remember one of the reasons actually why I wanted to start building in the first place was because I literally, and I didn't even know it was you in the beginning, but I saw a video of you playing with your pet rock on Facebook, and I was dying laughing, and I'm like, I really want that pet rock so bad. Like, I'm gonna make me 1,000 pet rocks, and obviously they're not as fun as yours or anything like that. But like, I I was just dying because of it. Like, it made me so happy to see that little rock just like bounce off, and then its little eyes wiggled, and it came right back to you, and you kept smacking it. Like, it killed me every single time. So I think that's one of the reasons why I even got into
So
building
that's
in the
one of my
first
biggest
place.
sale items. It's like it's
I
literally
Really?
believe
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I've that you will find that pet rock in at
Not the
least
bird.
like 30 worlds. Yeah. Well,
It's
the bird's a little more expensive.
Yeah, but
But
that thing
I've
is
yes,
amazing.
yeah, the
So
bird gets
I
around.
I got a
Oh,
copy
I
of the
love the pet
bird
rock.
just to look at it. So I'm like you. I was an ADHD kid,
Mhm,
and I first started getting into building with Ark. If you've ever played that, Ark
mhm.
Survival, and I became a master builder in that game. I
By the
could
way,
build some of the
congratulations, Art,
foundest
on your new
stuff.
miniseries.
It's don't even get me started on the new game. I absolutely hate it. But I got a hold of one of your birds, and I started. I've only been in this for about a year, and I started learning a lot from Captain Jack himself. And he actually started showing me some of the most basic scripts, turning things on and off by changing colors and stuff like that. And I got a hold of your bird, and I just kind of had to sit there and off for a second because I didn't understand what in the holy hell I was looking at in build mode. Like, how the hell does this thing work? So I started taking it apart as any ADHD kid does, right? I had to take it apart to understand it, and I started finally understanding that you had transparent non-collidables working together on axes to make the movements, and then it started, making sense to me. I thought how did he figure that is brilliant?
Yeah, the bird actually. So when you talk about rotations, you have your yaw is this way, your pitch is this way, and then you have your roll, which is this way. So the bird only makes one decision, and that's his roll. So the bird will randomly decide to roll to the left or roll to the right. And as he rolls, his airspeed is what determines his yaw. It turns his roll into a yaw and a pitch based on how fast he's traveling at the time. So that'll make him like turn and go up and everything. But all he's doing is rolling. Yeah.
How did you figure that out to just go with that simple?
I was playing with Perlin Noise a lot. Perlin Noise is the basis of Perlina the Space Worm. You've probably seen her at Lolly's Let's Talk About It. It has a copy of Perlina in there. And that is a 3-dimensional mapping of Perlin Noise. And as I studied Perlin over time, I realized, how many things I could use it for. And so I built the flag based on it. I built the shark and the snake and the cat's tail and all those things based on a Perlin rotation. And then I figured, well, what if on a bird, if it just rolled on a Perlin, and then as it rolled, I could use that to calculate the other rotations, then it would fly around free. So I've had a lot of people ask about, well, why don't you put a raycaster on it so it doesn't fly into the mountain or fly below the world or do this or do that? And it's like, well, because as soon as I start putting restrictions on it, then it's not alive anymore.
No, the beauty is the simplicity.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want it to stop what it's doing long enough to see if it's going to collide into something. Just let it collide.
Yeah,
it's fine.
let it go.
It'll be back.
Well, it looks like we have Hollywood. Hollywood's been waiting patient for a question, and Iris had a question as well.
I'm short. I couldn't see over the counter. There you are.
Hollywood, what is your question?
Hey, Hollywood, Texas.
Well, I just started 2 weeks ago, and Spoon knows that I'm not a big, like he would say, big spoon person. I get scared when I get into big mode, and he knows that. But I'm not. I'm amazed. You were the first one that I just wanted to say that I went into your world, and it just totally blew me away. Yes, I want a pet rock. Everybody
I do too, girl.
Rock.
Me too. Let me tell you, I am dying for that pet rock. Ever
Like
since
you
I
don't
saw
even
him slap it
understand. Like
away.
if you don't
Wait a
if
minute,
you don't know
look under
anyone
your
that owns the
seats.
pet rock,
You get a pet
yeah.
rock. You get a pet. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Wrong show.
If you knew anyone that had a pet rock, there's some interesting things that you're going to find out about it, because it's also a player management system, and it keeps a relationship score with everyone it meets. So it reacts differently to people based on your relationship with the rock. So the first,
That's cool.
So
I
the
didn't
first-
know
Great.
that.
So
That's
in other
cool.
words, if
That's
you're
cool.
not careful and you piss off the rock, it'll lunge itself at you.
Yes, and he
Wow.
tracks everyone that's in your world. So so that's why I keep him at the stores. If I go to the store on a Wednesday and I haven't been there since a Monday, then the rock will tell me everyone that's been there while I was gone and how long they spent, and did they bring up any showrooms, or did they play with me?
That's
if they
amazing.
play with the rock.
I
need
grabbed
this
him and he
rock.
took off.
I need
I'm
this
going to
rock.
give me a
grabbed
now
him
I
and
got
If you
to
grabbed him
follow
and
up.
he took
That
off,
was
that
me.
means he was scared. That's
That's
because it's
cool.
the first time you've met him. So if you go back to the store 3 times and every time you try to pick him up, the third time he'll let you, and then you'll start be able to build a relationship.
Okay, I need to go
Okay,
visit this
okay.
world.
He
like
plays
3 times.
the rock plays hard to get.
Yes.
Yeah.
He should tell you my grubby fingerprints are all over everything in there because I played with
I know.
everything that I could.
So in
I
other
know,
words,
it's
you're trying to
amazing.
say
It
it's
is
a hard
amazing.
rock life, right?
It's a
Hard rock
life.
life. Hard rock
Get out of
life.
here! You're
Nice.
fired.
Nice.
And the Rock is not putting out unless they get 3 dates.
What the? You seriously booed me for that? How?
You're fired.
Thank you, everyone. She has no
Anybody
sympathy
want to
for
host
I
the
did that
show
for you,
next
Captain.
week, or the crow's nest? We need a new crow's
Yes, by all
nest.
means, anybody wants to take over for the crow's nest, let them know.
Yes,
I just
yes.
adore. I love the script. I don't love scripting. Spoon will tell you that. I don't get it. I can't get it. I've tried. It's not something that I can like
Okay.
focus on. But I
Sure.
do the little stuff.
Well, I tell you what,
I
if
just
there's ever
started 2 weeks
something,
ago.
if
So
there's ever something that you really want to make come alive for you,
there
just
is.
give me a call. Ring me up.
He knows what
you
it
know,
is.
and I tell people the same thing all the time. It's like, make something very familiar. Make a toaster. Make your favorite coffee mug. Make something that every little detail of, that you don't even have to look at a picture of. Make that thing. And then I can show
That's-
you how to script it. I can show you, how the triggers work, and just something simple. Like when I
Come on,
walk in
I'm
the
a little
room,
different. I
want
like
it to look
jewelry,
at me and
so-
bark. Jewelry.
Well,
there
which-
you go.
see, and I
what
like
she's
jewelry,
trying to
which is
figure
not
out is-
something that's big here.
She came into my world and saw that, and even Jack, everybody loves my marble. So I have a marble in the sky. It's basically just a sphere painted with black metallic, and I have a bunch of invisible boxes painted with glow paint
Mhm.
to make different color reflections off of the ball. And everybody that sees it wants
Do you
it
have
for
any
some
more
weird reason.
questions, Hollywood?
And Holly
good luck.
tried to condense it into a piece of jewelry. Only she learned that when you make those little invisible boxes grabbable, they're no longer working.
Yes,
They'll turn off.
yes.
It's just coated in the
correct.
horizon that way.
You
Ah.
can't have an object glowing that is dynamic unless you
Right.
use a dynamic light. That's what the dynamic lights are for. And the lighting that we have is baked in, which is why sometimes when you look at an object, it takes a second and then it pops in, and all of a sudden it looks good again. That's
Okay.
the lighting readjusting basing on what direction you're looking. It's fun.
Oh wow.
Well, Iris had a
Yes.
question. She had put it in the chat.
Oh,
Hi, I can
okay.
kind
Well,
of see you.
oh, I think I remember you explaining that when you help someone put their bird into their world, that you'll also help put in the parameters where it won't fly too far. For example, from my island.
It does have it has a height suggestion triangle is what I call it.
Yeah,
A height suggestion
exactly.
pyramid, and it does have a parameter on it where you can tell it how far it's allowed to travel from its original point, because you can't really see more than about 125 meters or so. So usually I have it
So
set
that's
around
what
there.
that's for.
And what it does is, if it gets to that far away, it just starts over where it originates, but it doesn't slow down, it doesn't turn, it just literally moves from point A back to its original point and continues its momentum wherever it was going. So I usually put the bird inside of a tree or on a rooftop where it's not visible, and that way if it gets too
Oh.
far away, it'll just suddenly be there flying away. So it's like, yay.
So,
But
yeah, right in the middle of my
the,
island somewhere.
the-
Yeah.
the pyramid is very important, because the height of the pyramid controls how where the bird wants to be. So if you have it up in the top of a tree, if he goes below it, his wings go into a double flap. And as soon as his wings start to double flap, every flap pushes his body up and pitches him slightly. So it makes him naturally pull out of a dive. So if he starts diving down under your world, just pull your pyramid up and then stop and restart your world. And then, of course, hit the reset button, because everything's broken right now in edit mode. And then all of a sudden you'll notice that he won't go down as far anymore. He'll pull out sooner.
And obviously you can help change the colors to a black and white bird, for example.
Sure.
Cool.
And
So it looks
Iris,
like,
did you have a question about if you could change? Did you say a magpie?
Yeah. A
Yeah.
pika pika.
Want to know if the bird could be changed to a magpie?
Absolutely.
Oh
we
yeah,
have to
with
get
some
rid of that
shapes and
rubber.
whatnot, absolutely.
Well, it's mainly the
Absolutely.
colors.
Great.
Yeah.
These are all some really good
The
questions.
and I'll be honest, the original bird, it was a contract for a guy that was building a place called Gerudo Town. And Gerudo Town was a tribute to Link. What's the game? Uh, it just escapes me. You guys know, and everyone will make fun of me later. But it was a bat in a lava level, so it was almost like a parkour course over bubbling lava. And he wanted these giant bat-like creatures to fly around
Okay.
and shoot flame at people. So I wrote the script originally for a giant
Wow.
flaming bat, which is why if you have the bird, if you look in the script, you'll notice there's a place for a particle effect, and that's why, is because it used to be on fire originally. It looked like
Really?
a phoenix flying around, and it shot fireballs out of its mouth at people, and you'd shoot it with a gun. Yeah.
The mind
Sensei
of a
J says,
coder
"Don't
slash scripter
sell
is
anything
amazing
in
to me.
between."
Yeah.
Well, a lot of
Seriously.
Thank you.
times the
I'm done.
ideas, come from elsewhere, but yeah.
I'm definitely the person that contacts you on Discord going, I don't know what it is, Jim. I got a blank, so here we go. That's me. I don't do not contact you like, here come Diva. I don't know, Jim.
If I can be bluntly honest too, I've got a couple of worlds that I've built, one published, one not published. The published one I would love to update with some new ideas and whatnot. But the other one, it's mostly built. It's like 85% done, but it's just the thing you were talking about the chasing thing. That's exactly what I want to have underneath. I call it Granny's house. And it's
Yeah.
it kind of goes off of the computer game with the Granny computer game where you're trying to get all
Mhm.
these things and try to do it in some order while Granny's trying to find you and kill you and whatnot. So it's kind of the same prospect. I got the point of the game, but I don't have the scripting because I couldn't
Right.
figure out how to get her to go in this very intricate maze underneath and try to find you.
So
And then
my
try to
NPC
chase you and
script
catch
will
you.
navigate. They can do everything right now except jump. But they can go upstairs. They can go anywhere the avatar can go, and they will freely explore the world. Absolutely. In fact, it's hard to keep them contained to an area because they will eventually find their way out. But those are the monsters that are hunting over at AMR, the Alien Maze Runner, and they also are running the pothead that walks around in the parking lot at Puddin's Peculiarities. Yeah.
Oh, she must have disappeared.
That
All right.
that time went by fast.
Oh, she black boxed. Okay, she's on her way back. So
That
then,
time.
I suppose then afterwards, maybe I could talk with you about pricing and whatnot. Maybe take you to the places and get your opinion.
Yeah. I mean, just be careful. A lot of people think they want my opinion.
Well, for the
Needless to
games that
say,
I
he
have,
doesn't
it is
hold
what it
back.
is. I mean, if somebody says, "Well, it's a horrible game and you'll never get anywhere," okay, well, that is somebody's opinion, but
Absolutely. No, no, no.
won't stop me from trying to succeed. That's the whole thing.
I swear to you, like it has more to do with the twinkle in your eye when you talk about your game than it does with anything else. And I think for me, it's originality gives you more points than anything else. Just don't come to me with a remake of something else because I'm not interested.
Well, I guess I
So
will let you be the judge of that.
Exactly,
succinct.
exactly. And I will try my hardest not to be personal.
so how somebody best contact you for scripting classes or to ask for a quote for a script and just for your business? How's best to contact you?
The best way to contact me is to visit the store, Puddin's Peculiarities.
Okay.
I've got my contact information is on the wall there by the theremin. Definitely interact with Rocky while you're there. Check out the showrooms. I'm pretty easy to find. I'm Jimpuddin on Facebook. I'm Jimpuddin in Discord. I'm Jimpuddin everywhere. So yeah, anyone that wants to find me can pretty much find me. And I'm in here every day.
Okay.
Drop me a line. I'm not a big fan of the Oculus Messenger. I gotta say, and
I
Oculus,
don't
if
use
you're
that
listening,
either.
I'm
Mhm.
sorry, but it's lame. You
I
guys
hate it.
own Facebook Messenger. Just figure it out. It's not hard. Sorry. Like, I don't know why I get messages coming to me from Instagram, messages coming to me from the business suite, right? Meta business suite.
Oh
And then I
yeah.
got messages coming from Messenger, and then I got
Yeah.
messages on my Oculus, and I'm like, I can't keep track anymore. And then I realized these are all owned by the same company. Come on.
Mhm. That is wild.
Well,
Well,
one day.
it's been an awesome time having you here. I
This
cannot
time went by
freaking talk
fast.
today.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been an awesome time having you here for sure, and I'm very, very happy that you were able to join us today. Unfortunately, it is time to say goodbye until next week, ladies and gentlemen. But without further ado, first off, we obviously have to figure out where they're going to be able to find us. So, starting with Mr. Spoon, where can someone find you if they would like to reach out to you?
Probably best to do it on here. You'll find me somewhere behind Lily or Jack, doing work on their worlds or streaming for them. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. And what about you, Jimpuddin? I know you said a couple other things, but what do you prefer where they reach you at?
I honestly, I would prefer like Facebook Messenger is probably
Okay.
the easiest way to reach
Oh
me.
really? Okay.
I'll see that before anything else. Throw me a friend request. If you really want to get my attention, hit me up on Venmo, right? Buy me a coffee, and I'll listen to anything you got to say.
Oh yeah, amen. And what about you, Miss Diva?
Well, first, Jim, I just want to say thank you so much. You responded so quickly, and thank you for gracing us. I'm just in awe of you. I just really feel like we've been blessed with a true legend on our show.
Oh,
So
yeah,
thank you so
100%.
much. So thank you so much for being here. I can be reached at on Instagram is the best way to reach me at Mogul Mindset Incorporated or at Diva the Real Queen Bee or on Discord.
Awesome. And what about you, my lovely button bitch?
Well, the buttons aren't working for me today. The triggers have all moved. It's all screwed up.
You have
so
to
I'll
put your
take a look at
hand
that.
through the board.
Okay, so this is a public service announcement coming from all the triggers have shifted to the right. And
There we
forward
go.
on the
That
Z.
explains
Every
it.
I told
trigger,
him that last
and
night.
I'll
They
tell
all
you
moved
how
to
to
the
press your trigger.
There you go.
What instead of using your finger on the trigger, put your hand like
Your
this
arm.
and hit it with your wrist, and you'll find
see,
that every
that's why-
trigger
That's why I like
is
Tim
in the
being
right
here.
place if you do it like that.
Oh,
And it's only been like that for
Oh.
today. It's only been like that for today.
It was like that last night too.
Hit it
actually.
like-
we were doing his show
Oh.
and noticed it. I
That
said,
is
Jack,
It's
why you
aw-
thought
it's
shifted to the
awful.
right?
It's
Yep.
awful.
Alrighty.
And I can tell you that triggers inside physical dynamic objects are not moving with the object either because
Oh,
people are
that's
getting.
wonderful.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's in public.
God love the
world, so, yeah.
updates.
Yes.
God love the updates.
That means now I got to go check my MetaMinds place. That was one of the ones I wanted you to look at, Puddin. Anyways, you can find me on YouTube, Captain Jack Morgan, Instagram, Captain Jack Morgan 22. If you want to be graceful, $ Captain Jack Morgan 22 for my Cash App. Get my attention. Buy me a coffee too. Hell, just for the hell of it. I'll talk your ear off, or I'll listen to anything you want to tell me. So yeah, that's about it.
I'm always trying to get something for
Awesome.
free.
Oh,
Hey,
my
I
word,
give
here we go.
smiles every day, so those are priceless, right?
Mhm. And
I can see you
I'm
laughing.
just-
You got the pro on. Stop it.
We also have our amazing cameraman, Mr. Bronina CRS.
Ronnie.
You can find him on Instagram. He posts some amazing, awesome, upbeat videos. Go check him out. He is awesome. And I am your host, Miss Queen. You can check me out on Instagram with the name Miss Queen Lily01, as well as YouTube. I have 2 different channels, one of which you'll be able to find the worlds that he promoted, a little promotional video for his worlds. You can find that underneath the same name, Miss Queen Lily01. It's technically called Queen Royalty Productions, or you can also find it on the Queen's Talk Gossip YouTube channel, which is being streamed by our lovely Mr. Bot, Spoonbot, up on top. We are live streaming right now, so thank you everyone to live stream. We are very grateful for you to be watching, which is also, Spoonbot is Mr. Electric Spoon's handy dandy bot right over there. So we just want to say thank you everyone for watching. One other thing I do want to give a shout out because of Cinematic Films is a big part. Thank you.
Yep. This is
Okay.
your show, right?
The wrist.
Okay.
The
go
wrist.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying.
I need
trying.
a rim shot on here. Yeah, that's what I need
For
on
real. Cinematic Films is a big part of a lot of our lives here. Obviously me, Captain, Hacker, who has not been able to join us. A lot of people who join or know Cinematic Films. It is Horizon World's first ever production company. And recently, just this past week, one of our members unfortunately has passed away. So we would like to dedicate this show to him, Mr. I'm
Bless
so
you.
sorry. Thank you.
How do you
I'm
spell
so
that?
sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Oh,
Very careful.
Well,
Oh, Jesus.
very carefully, yes. But his name is King Henry, and we would just
Okay.
like to obviously take just a few moments of silence into remembrance for him, if that is okay with everyone, because he is a very important part of Cinematic Films. If it wasn't for him, Cinematic Films would just be a memory. So I definitely do want to kind of recognize him. So if we could take some time to have a moment of silence for him, I would be very grateful for it. Alrighty, thank you all so very much. And back on the positive side, it is been an amazing time having you all here. We are so grateful. Please join us next week for a
Who's next week?
no. Well, I don't know who is next week, Miss Diva.
I was messing with you. Me and you both. I forgot to look.
I guess we'll just have to be a surprise because next week is actually a very big guest as well. We have many amazing guests coming on.
We have a lot of great guests
Actually,
coming.
we are completely booked. So many people actually want to be a part of the show and to, be able to
We had
promote and to talk.
And you feel-
It's filled.
This
from
is
us.
unbelievable
Almost-
how much this is growing, how
Yes.
fast it is. I mean, I couldn't believe. I just want to thank everyone. The requests and everything
yes.
are just like coming in. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yes, actually, we are just so everyone knows, we're almost booked for the whole year.
Yeah, for
That
the whole
close.
year.
For the whole year. So
We're a tag team. We've been working.
yes,
Yeah,
working
and
hard. That's what us
great
queens do.
creators.
Am I right? Mhm. Ladies
Great.
and gentlemen,
So thank you.
thank you all so very much. A
Thank
big
you.
shout out and thank you to Jimpuddin for
Okay.
being a part of the show. Check out his promotional video on YouTube that I'll be creating and posting on Facebook, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for joining us today here at QT Gossip Podcast for the best info around. Join us again every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or watch our live stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, as we close the mic,
You drave
open your minds to new horizons and the door to countless possibilities. Until next time, keep chasing your dreams.